Welcome back to Stringman Guitars. We've got ourselves another TSO, Telecaster shaped object. It appears to be a piece of pine, but it could have been, I do believe it's reclaimed wood. There's really looks like, and I can't tell, it looks like maybe two pieces. So this thing has some issues with it. We have a Telecaster, or I'm sorry, a Stratocaster shaped headstock. I'm assuming this is a probably off of a Squire or something. You see what's wrong with the tuners here? We've got ourselves locking tuners, but there are three on one side, three on the other, and that don't work. I mean, it can work, but you're turning off. You have to turn it this way to tighten here, and this way to tighten here. So you don't really need, other than for quick string changes, you really don't need a locking tuner on a Telecaster. So we're going to put regular tuners in here. Super sharp fret ends. If this guitar has been played, it has not been played much. There's really no dents in the strings from it being played. They did some really cool wood burning here. The eagle and the American flag. Not sure what kind of dual rail humbucker we have here, and no idea what kind of humbucker we have here. No idea what type of pick guard this is, but it's really kind of hinky. We've got this, and then we have this piece kind of glued on here, and then the switch, which is only a three-way, and then you have a coil tap, two volume and tones that are way too close together, and then I'll bring this over here. You got some tiny woodworking screws holding the neck on with no back plate, so that would never be tight. Oh, the other thing is, you see the misdrilled holes for the tuning ferrules, and they're not even the right size. I think it's a ½ inch, maybe a little smaller hole. It's an odd size. Yeah, it's a 15/64. So after much consideration and talking to a couple other guys in the trade, I was going to put a tone block in there, but didn't want to have to charge the dude $30 for the piece of brass and the routing on that. If I look close enough in here, this hole is drilled right, it just needs to be enlarged. This one's drilled off center, so that needs to be plugged. This one's drilled off center, needs to be plugged. This one's drilled off center, needs to be plugged. This one's drilled off center, needs to be plugged, and that one as well. So if I look at the the markings of which they made the there must have been a template here, and they actually scored where the drilling was supposed to go. I think the best course of action that we can do here is I'm going to take a 1/2 inch drill bit and drill these to the 1/2 inch, and I am going to then sink some 1/2 inch dowels in here and then re-drill from the other side down through the ridge, and get those holes straight, or at least straighter, and then open up to the right size where the fur will fit in there. And I have a El Cheapo pulled out of the garbage can Ibanez under the bench there that I'm going to scavenge the neck plate and some proper screws off of. I do have some proper tuners. Okay, well, got the other screws out. This is what was in there. This screw right here. And this is what's going in there. So it's a way tighter thread. And you can see, I don't know, can you see? Yeah. The screws are way too short. So then we come over here with our Ibanez plate, and yeah, the screws aren't wide enough. It is wide enough for the neck, but yeah, we're going to have to use a different none of the holes match. So we're going to have to re-drill new holes. And let's see here. If I'm using this screw, let's see here. Put this plate on here. Let's drill that. Oh my goodness. That is too long of a screw for how thick this body is. So that goes into the fingerboard, so that's not good. Let me look at my screws and see. I might have to go to the hardware store and just get shorter screws. But there's your problem, boys and girls. It don't fit. So, alright, well, more I can do tonight is take the tuners off anyhow. And I'd like to see what's on the other side of this neck. So, there's the screws we had. These are the screws that are too big. That's the plate we're going to use. Let's see what we have here. That's a really tight neck pocket. Alright. Better start saving screws. Just so happen to have a Telecaster string tree. Let's see what kind of mess we can get ourselves into here. Oh man. That is a tight screw. do not want to strip that out. These are in there. They must have really jammed these in. Looks like they used sheet metal screws on all of these. There we go. Okay, 12 really tight screws. We gotta do the big reveal what's under here. Is anything plugged into anything? Oh, this is really tight. Okay. There's an edge. There's an edge. Okay. All right. I guess we're just going to see what we can do here. I see bad wires. I don't know what I'm going to do here. I feel like tearing everything out and starting over again. Oh well. That's going to wait for another time, but man, why do you want all your junk like really close here? Kind of dummy fitting some knobs on there. Look how tight those are. Yeah, I'd like to do a volume swell. Well, I can't. Okay. Now I had this plugged in one time already and nothing worked. But then again, I could have been just, I think I see how I could have done that. Okay, you put it in the bridge position. Nothing. Okay. Put it in the neck position. Nothing. But guess what? In the neck position, haha. In the bridge position, okay, so the switch is just in backwards. Okay, well, there's a grounding problem. I wonder if the bridge is grounded. I'm gonna have to take the bridge apart anyhow. Man, this is going to be a long video. Alright, so we have the neck off, and we find that the holes for the back plate don't match at all. We found that we have these pots and horrible switch that are mounted too close. Bad shielding, soldering looks okay. Everything works. The thing I found was the switch was backwards. But so a couple other issues that we have to deal with is the bridge. The bridge. Where's that confounded bridge? Here it is. Okay, I figured maybe the reason that they were having trouble with all the noise, because it is shielded, but it's not shielded great. I mean, the bottom here is shielded okay. It's making contact up here, but the bridge was not shielded. So upon removal of the bridge, and you never use a, well, I don't ever use, let's put it that way, a powered screwdriver, because I got burnt years ago taking a strat neck off, and the screw got too hot when it was being drilled out or screwed out, and it snapped in half. Well, this one here, I'm in here and I'm at the first screw closest to the cavity, and start to undo it, and my screwdriver is just turning in the hole. Like, well, what the heck is that? So I took the next two out, and I pick up the bridge, thinking it was just going to be a loose screw that I'd have to hold up and drill out as I went up, but that wasn't the case. I picked it up, and the screw head was sitting in there, and it was broken off. So we're going to try to do an easy out. I've already punched this, so let me get the drill together with the drill bit and see if I can get that screw out there. So stand by. One other problem that this has is, you see how this is so flimsy here? After you put your jack in and out a couple times, or you hit your switches, this is going to crack. It's cheap plastic. There's no adjustability to the pickups underneath. They're just bolted as far in as they can be. I think I might even fashion a new pick guard for this. Mount the pickups properly. I don't know. Alright, I'll be back with you.